Leaving. Yeah, I'll be really quick about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. I am Issa J, and alongside me, as always,
is your Small Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion of Picking Things, Liam Landry.
Yes, and it is the Shooting with the Smarky Family podcast that happens on Sundays. However, it's Saturday, and because of a lot of family stuff that I have to do tomorrow, we decided to do it a day early, especially since we're going to watch the Full Gear show in about an hour or so.
And that's also why we're going to do a quickie one.
Yes, it's going to be a pretty quick one too.
Yeah, we don't want to try to bleed into that. So
yes, and we will talk about how our weekend and all that was on tomorrow. Once the other podcast, once the live stream happens.
The live stream happens.
Right.
Get a lot more opportunity to do stuff like that.
Exactly. So, without further ado, let's get started. And as always, we like to start off the podcast with news outside of the WWE. It's where we talk about the happenings going on that is not associated with the big three letters of wrestling or sports entertainment. So,
it's associated with other big three letters.
Exactly. However, the first one is not associated with three letters that I'm aware of. It's Stardom, which is the Joshi Wrestling promotion in Japan. And we've had a new world champion titleship change. B. Priestley was your champion for quite some time, but Mayu Iwatani has now taken down that reign. She is now your new champion. Your thoughts on that?
It's good for her. You think about time after winning their Grand Prix tournament that they have. I think it was about time to put her as the new face or new ace of the company as I have to go in Japan. I was also noticing they have no pads out there. And Teddy Hawk's going to be wrestling in LA Park. But anyways, I was just thinking, thank God PCO is not out there anymore.
Right.
But yeah, it's good for her. It's a good story if you actually go back into her story and all. But it's good to see her comes the new champion, and should be good for them going forward.
Exactly, 100%.
Especially if he's gonna have to, like other Stardom wrestlers, will have to split our time with AEW. It may allow for a more flexible schedule with the champion.
Exactly. And so, yeah. Also, to let you guys know, we are watching a show that happened last last Saturday. It's called Saturday Night Super Fight. It's Major League Wrestling's pay-per-view that happened and their promotion. And we just saw another title change. They're tag team champions.
Yeah, the Von Erichs defeating the Dynasty.
To become your new tag team champion. So that's really cool. Don't know if that isn't because MJF is doing way more with All Elite Wrestling right now, or if that's just their time now to Von Erichs.
It's more their time now. I mean,
yeah,
here's Von Erichs. Good name for him. Going forward. Especially since it's in Texas. So
exactly.
If anyone knows about Texas wrestling, they know about the Von Erichs.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, my aunt's favorite wrestler was Carrie Von Erich.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's like if you talk to anyone in like Louisiana, Texas, they would either talk about that is older and watched wrestling when they were younger. They'll either talk about the Von Erichs or they'll talk about Junkyard Dog. Which shows how influential they were. And it's kind of funny when you think about it because their grandfather was a German heel character, but then they became like major faces going forward. Yeah. So that's one news story. Another news story. Now we're getting back into the triple letters.
Yes.
We have Triple A. A few weeks ago we weren't able to cover because it's one of those weeks that we had to miss. But CMLL out of nowhere kind of just released both Dragon Lee and Roosh, who are two brothers wrestling for them. But now they have found new homes in Mexico, and that's going to be at AAA, and the AAA press conference teasing an upcoming show in Mexico. They had Dragon Lee and Roosh come out, make the announcement there. Dragon Lee has stated that he's going to try to fight to remain as Dragon Lee, but he's not sure about what his brother's going to do because of copyright reasons with CMLL.
Right.
So they may end up having some name changes, but in the end of the day, it's good to see them still being able to wrestle in Mexico, and now we can even see Lucha Bros versus other Lucha Bros, and even other things. Because now we can even, you're not going to be able to see because of ROH, but who knows? I know the ROH contracts aren't really that long. I think they were just like a year contract.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe their next step could be
did CMLL actually give any reasons to why they fired him?
When I first heard about it, it was a big mystery all around.
Wow.
I'm not really in the lucha scene in Mexico. I only have like a few sources I kind of follow, but it's like
right.
The whole thing was like it's a real mystery. It came out of nowhere.
So does that mean Roosh is no longer the leader of Los Ingobernables?
No,
crazy.
Yeah. And I remember people were saying that was real crazy coming from Dragon Lee because he was such a character. He was such a kind of face for the company going forward, being such a fan favorite and all, compared to Roosh being a heel, top heel.
Right.
Well, like I said, both their contracts with ROH are very short, and so who knows? They may re-go with there, or they may go with a company associated with AAA, like Impact or AEW, to go forward with, because
holy
ROH
crud.
And its association with
Roosh taking on Kenny Omega would be awesome.
It would definitely be really awesome. There is still the whole thing about WWE, because I know WWE's talking both of those guys.
Right.
They're looking for them, but it's very unlikely. Because if anyone remembers when Andrade was having a really bad time, and he was just like, and he was like going and talking to those guys, and it's like, you do not want to go to WWE.
Yeah, right.
That's how rough it is. And unless he changes it around, it's like, there's some hot women here. And it's got that going for him. Right. Charlotte Flair has a good perk.
Why does he kind of look like Rey Fenix?
I mean, it's...
I get it.
You say Rey Fenix. I was saying, why does he look like young Rey Mysterio?
That too. Gringo Loco.
Because that's a funny thing. No one remembers young Rey Mysterio. Because that was the whole thing where people were talking about Marco's stunt, and it's like, no, go back to look at young Rey Mysterio. He was so tiny.
Right.
He was so unbelievably tiny.
Holy crud, it's Puma King.
Yeah, he's masked up a lot from when he first debuted, but he was tiny.
He was. Even when it comes to muscles and stuff. But yeah, hoping for the best for both Dragon Lee and Roosh.
Yeah, they should definitely have good things going forward. And hopefully it doesn't really mess up their ability to work with New Japan as well.
Yeah, because that would be crazy if it does.
I mean, I know New Japan has worked with people outside of their traditional ROH Rev Pro, CMLL model. So it's not like they're stuck with just doing there.
Exactly.
I don't know how much Roosh has actually gone over there, but of course, Dragon Lee, former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, good friends with. I definitely know Hiromu Takahashi. They're good friends with each other. That guy has a drum. How do they let him in with a drum?
I don't know.
And you get to see how all the people are spaced out. Anyways, yes. So hopefully both guys have are going well with their new career, and can still have good successes. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, yeah. So that was just like we said. We're doing quick ones. So that's all the ones we're doing for outside WWE right now. Just trying to get some bigger ones.
Yeah, so now it's time to go inside the WWE for our second segment. It's news inside the WWE. It's exactly what it sounds like. So, we only have two. Only two today. First one is...
And neither of them are sour because they're all about the New Day.
Yes.
First, we're going to talk about how the New Day are the new tag team champions winning in England. And it's always... I guess it's always good for the English people to see a title change because it doesn't happen so much because of the fact that it's pre-taped.
Exactly.
And like you go on Twitter, you see everyone's like major title change, so you don't see it as much. So good for them to be able to get a title change, but they
Big
won.
boy can move.
Yeah, Gringo Loco. But yeah. They won the tag team titles and a new SmackDown tag team champions. So really good for them, and that was with, of course, Kofi and Big E, because Xavier Woods, of course, has his injury, so he can't.
Wait, what? That just happened. How did he do that without putting his hands on them? What?
Yeah, I guess you don't see a lot of lucha wrestling.
Nice Spanish fly, but he did a springboard, but his hands never touched the canvas.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
That's quite an athletic dude right there. But anyways, yeah, so now they're doing the fusion dance, but they weren't facing the right side, so it didn't happen. That'd be rough. I don't know how that would work with the 6-man rules there. Would be like, do they have to get another man or just stay on the man the whole time? Or does it even matter with two people combined? But anyways, yeah, so that is one news. The other news is about Xavier Woods. With his injury, that's still not stopping him from doing events.
Gosh, did you see the way he kicked his head?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's not stopping him from doing other events, including ones with charity.
That's very nice.
Yes, there is. Every year they have Extra Life stream, which involves different gaming channels. But one gaming channel is Achievement Hunter, which is a part of the Achievement Hunter family, not the part of the Rooster Teeth family, but is their gaming exclusive channel. And they were doing a 24-hour stream for the event, and it was today. So it is probably already passed, or it may even be coming up. You never know. I don't know what the schedule is exactly, but Xavier Woods was going to make an appearance of some amount in order to, raise money for, kids. That, it's of course for sick kids, for medical purposes and all. So that's really great that, this injury is not stopping him from pursuing his YouTube stuff and allowing him to go ahead and do this charity. And notice, like I said before, no pads. And I don't know, but I definitely do know that Puma King is old. He's an older guy, and he just dies like that after that set. It's like, I don't know his exact age, but I know he's not a spring chicken.
Right. Oh man, this is one crazy match.
Because in Mexico, they fight for a long time. They really love their legend wrestlers. So it's...
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's like L.A. Park is, I think, in his 50s. Like late 40s, 50s. He's been around for a long time as well. And he's right now one of the most popular guys in Mexico. Oh, and what I also talked about last week? About La Parca.
Right.
And, the distinction. I remember he was saying he was injured in a dive. The latest reports from this week were saying that he has now, he's still in the hospital, but he has been able to move his arms and legs.
That's good.
Because it was a big neck injury, so he's showing improvements.
That's
good for him, his recovery. So yeah, that was a really nasty fall when that happened. It was a real suicide dive, like right into the fence, into the gating there. So that's also good news. So it's mostly all good news, I would say, to do our light news segments. So we can keep going into our next segment.
And that next segment is the best segment of the week. And I'm gonna go only because this match is not over and it is so entertaining. But my match of the week is gonna be Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela.
It's like my best segment is that super kick.
Right? that super kick and the springboard without actually using his hands. My brain does not know how to understand. I can't even understand how that worked. It's so crazy. But it's going to be Joey Janela and Jimmy Havoc taking on the Jurassic Express, represented by Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy. Really great match. A lot of good back and forth. And Joey Janela picking up the pin for his team onto Marco Stunt after a crazy package pile driver from the second rope. It looked like he basically broke Marco Stunt's neck. It was crazy. It was a really good match. There was a one part, I'm not going to say too much about it, but there was one really good part where the guy takes his, Jimmy takes his staple gun, but Joey tags himself in. Jimmy gives Joey the staple gun and tells him to attack Marco Stunt with it, but instead staples Jimmy Havoc's face. So there was dissension in the ranks, even though they did get the win. It was a really good match, though. Really, very, very much entertaining. I really enjoyed it. Yours, good sir.
I'll give it to this one since we don't do it enough. I'll give it. We don't want to talk about matches, but I'll give it to the promo of for Cody Rhodes. I thought that was a really great promo. It had a lot of emotions to it. A lot of people compared it to some of his father's key promos, but it was very similar. It's a lot of emotions behind it, a lot of raw feel to it. One of the better promos, definitely this year, to in a long while really. I know some people have said named some other great promos, but a lot of times it also happens to be like the ones in Japanese and stuff. And it's I'm sure it's a great promo. It's just I don't know Japanese.
Right.
I don't know Spanish, so I can't compare it to those. But we'll say this, one of the best English speaking promos I've seen in a long while. Very emotional, very driven. His voice cracks at parts, just kind of bring more heat to it and emotion to it. So I thought it was really great. And like I said, we don't talk about it as much, so I want to give it more credit.
What's about to happen here? Okay, nothing too crazy. But yeah, that was a really good promo too. So,
did you see that one?
The Cody Rhodes one?
No, that move that just happened.
With Gringo? Yeah.
Slowly moonsault.
So how does that man that size doing these luchador things?
It's the base guard. Which is always something that's difficult for them to explain in kayfabe.
Right.
Because base is, in luchador, there is the wrestler that is the base, who is the guy who has to use his weight to hold up the other wrestler while they will do the high-flying tricks. So for him to say base god, it means that he's really good with helping other wrestlers do their stunt work.
Right.
And their wrestling moves. So it's really difficult for them to explain what does that mean in kayfabe as base god. But he's gotten really popular with the MLW crowd. Even though the first few times he came in, it was in losses, and he was mostly kind of a enhancement talent guy, but people really liked his ability, so I liked it. So, but I was thinking, you ever seen El Bandito's finisher?
I might have,
because it reminds me a lot of that springboard maneuver that they had. But basically, a person is on the ropes, not on their knees for 619, but kind of just bent over a bit. He runs up, grabs him by the waist, flips over, hits the ropes like that. But
what the crud is going on? I'm sorry, dude. I am, but the amount of crazy luchador things from these guys. What? You went the distance. What? This was mental.
I mean, like I said, I know you don't really watch that much lucha stuff.
What?
But
this was an awesome match.
Because I remember like the last time we were watching some MLW, and you were like, "What? He just took that power driver and just got up like that?" And like, yeah, that's what lucha is.
Just don't ask questions.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's why I said that I want DJ to watch this stuff because I know he'll like it. But yeah, so that was a really good match overall. But what was it? Oh yeah, so like he goes, grabs him by the waist, flips over, hits his leg like that person did, flips back and hits him with a German suplex. And that's his finisher.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at the end of this match, the guy in the orange, he springboards and does a cutter to El Gringo off the apron onto the unpadded floor. Those two guys doing ridiculous dives in the middle ropes, and then the craziest it was kind of like the Eclipse with a rope assisted cutter thing, which was crazy. And oh my gosh, there was so many crazy moves. That was a fun match. Holy crud. But yeah, so let's keep the party going. Let's keep it moving because we only have a little while longer. And it is Are You Serious? That's the next segment. Are You Serious? It is where we either praise or we rant about things. And I'm gonna praise those 6 guys. Holy stinking crud! That was awesome. I got so distracted so much watching that match. It was so much fun. Holy crud, that was such a great match. I need to watch MLW way more often. It's like the American version of luchador wrestling, and I need more of this in my life.
Yeah, and like I said, you can if you can get on Twitch and see some of the free shows from AAA, but even more of that stuff. But yeah, okay, so mine is also going to be a praise because I want to take the opportunity to praise when I can, and I'll praise WWE for, it was a weird situation they were in, had to bring in NXT talent to try to fill the roster for SmackDown, but it was one that was very enjoyable. A lot of people liked it, and they kept it going for Raw. And they're helping put more people on NXT to get it promoted. And I'll give them praise for doing smart things. They didn't just stick with the normal plan and just go back to normal Raws. They did the Invasion storyline for that as well. So it's good that they were able to get something in there and shake things up. Right. It happened from a lot of circumstances, but that happens a lot. I mean, that's what happened with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Talk about how the Madison Square Garden incident made Triple H not win the King of the Ring, making Stone Cold Steve Austin win and give his Austin 316, really kicking that off. So a lot of sometimes they go with accidents, but at least they run with it. So that was a good chance that they ran with it and gave it a little more. So I'll give them props for doing that.
And then they also had Imperium show up and beat down Heavy Machinery on yesterday. He shaved.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's not as good because, you really got to do that to my boys. Tucker Knight, Notice Dozovich. But, other than that.
It could be worse, though.
Yeah.
You don't like Walter and the other guys in Imperium?
Well, we don't care as much for Walter.
Right.
He's a little too old school for us.
Right. Very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. I like Alexander Wolf. Yeah. I wish he was still part of his other faction.
Oh, OVE has OVE, Ohio versus everything.
Ohio versus everything.
They also had that new 4th guy.
Who's the new 4th guy?
It happened a while back, but you probably didn't see those pay-per-views. But it's a big guy And it was the funny thing was it was actually. Did you know about what's his name? Sammy Callahan saying that he said that he first pitched the idea of Sanity.
Wait, is that actually his cat?
Yeah, it's his cat.
Why does he have his cat with him?
Because it's Teddy Hart.
Dude, you're scaring the poor little dude. What are you doing, Teddy? Is that his wife?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's the pussy handler.
Is that what they call
Well, she has the cage for it. So they should feel free to take that if they had not given that name.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I feel so bad for that cat. He does not want to be here.
Oh, but look at that. Teddy Hart given time to shake hands with that disabled kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but anyways, what was it? What was it saying?
Had to do with someone, or the calling her the cat handler.
No, it was definitely before Teddy Hart got out of there.
Oh, okay.
You got distracted by Teddy Hart.
I did, because that poor cat.
Yeah, that's the one he flipped.
Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, I don't remember. I honestly
What's up on top of the...
Anyway, I guess we can move on.
Hmm.
So, the next segment is Book It Yourself, where we take something and, well, we book it ourselves. What do you have this week?
I don't know how much time do we have for Book It Ourselves.
We have about 10 minutes max. Let's book something really, really quick. Let's book a new pay-per-view with only 5 matches. Oh boy. That was a good suicide dive.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's book a quick pay-per-view, not the for a MLW. Let's do MLW. The first match is going to be the exact match we just saw, because that was crazy.
So that's gonna be your first match there.
Yeah. It's going to be 5 matches.
Trying to think of some other good matches they're gonna have there. Oh yeah, I was talking about Impact. Sam Callahan, he stayed before that. He came up with the idea of Sanity when he was in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But that never came. And when Sanity did come around, that the guy who's in OVE now was the original 3rd member of Sanity.
Oh,
He
wow.
got replaced by
Alexander
Killian
Dane.
Yeah, he got replaced by Killian Dane, but in the original NXT episode, a few times they were there, it was that guy. I forget what that guy's name, but now he's with OVE
Interesting.
in Impact. I remember seeing them there the last time I watched one of the pay-per-views, but I want to remember to bring it up now after this past one that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Good one. I think we talked about it last time, right? Did this say that was good?
Who?
That pay-per-view.
Yeah, we mentioned it last week.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we had that first match. What's some other good matches here? Try to think. We have a tag match with the tag team champs. The Von Erichs.
Mm-hmm.
Would be good for put them in a match with.
Let's go against type and put them in El Hijo de la Park and La Park.
It's logical.
Yeah. We'll have them.
Mm-hmm.
So who's gonna go? Is Teddy the main champion?
But
Is he the MLW heavyweight champion?
Teddy?
Yeah.
No, he's middleweight champion.
Okay, well, let's have a middleweight champion in here. Who's retaining in our scenario?
I mean, I go for Teddy Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think it's probably gonna be Austin Aries winning this one. I don't remember the results, but I would probably go with Austin Aries actually picking up the victory here. But I would prefer Teddy Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Hart versus. Trying to think of what the roster is now. This got shaken up a lot. Teddy Hart versus.
A returning Roosh.
Yeah, I mean, Roosh, he's done MLW before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, going on ROH, he did a few shows. Is that the 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Let's get to the next segment.
Okay. Those are the 3 matches, and it's called MLW 3 matches. There we go.
It's the MLW triple.
Right.
It was probably not the best idea to go with this little time.
Right.
Time for preparation as well.
Exactly. So let's go on to our What Do You Think? It's where we take a question and we ask our fellow compadres what they think.
Okay.
And
I'll go first. What do you think of Lucha Libre Wrestling?
It is mental, and I love it. I've always loved what I did get to see whenever I saw it. It's just, it always blows my mind the things that they're able to do. Like Dragon Lee versus Takahashi, I'm just like, the crud is going on? Or Roosh doing his stuff. It's always, ooh, my back hurts now.
Yeah, and it's like you see the stuff, like you see luchadors in WWE or even 205 Live, but still like a watered down version of it. And you can see the exposure difference. Just now, you were like, whoa, and I was like, yeah.
Seeing Lucha Underground, those few episodes that I did see, there's a lot of times where I'm like, holy crud, how the crud are they doing this? This is mental. Netflix got rid of it before I actually finished the first season, but yeah, just a lot of it is a great style, and I have mad respect for Lucha Libre. Yeah, my question is, what is your thoughts on Lucha Libre?
Oh, I always enjoyed it. Impressed. Want to have more opportunities to see it in the future, hopefully. I mean, you get a lot of good sources with MLW. Even some good ones with AEW. But you'll get some of the best when it comes to AEW, when it's something like it's a Lucha Bros versus the Hybrid 2 or something. Where it's 2 real Lucha teams that can go at it and just go freely.
And that's Jack Evans and
Angelico, yeah. Because that's both former AAA tag team champions right there, both groups. So they can go just as crazy. But yeah, it's always a fun experience. That you go wild. I'm sure if you have some old people heart attacks.
Especially that annoying man that Power is still employed.
Yes.
But yeah. So at the end of the day, we love Lucha Libre.
Yeah.
And it's time for the final segment.
The 3 key rules of Lucha Libre as well.
Don't talk about Lucha Libre.
Honor, family, and donuts.
Donuts are yummy.
Yeah, well, you didn't watch it.
I probably didn't.
You didn't watch Lucha Lucha.
I did, but it was a long time ago. I don't.
That was always the thing. It's honor, family, donuts. it helped because Flea's family owned a donut shop.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone knows the best character was the Flea.
The Flea. I did play the game a lot on CartoonNetwork.com, though. That I do remember. But yeah, so it's time for the mailbag, our final segment of the show. Next week is going to be a much better, much more cohesive episode of Shooting with the Smarky Family. But for the mailbag, what match are you most looking forward to for Full Gear? And mine is XLAX taking on the Young Bucks. I'm really, really looking forward to that match. But I think both tag team matches are going to be quite amazing. The other one being, of course, SoCal Uncensored taking on Lucha Bros taking on Private Party. I think that's going to be a hidden gem as well. What about yours?
Mine is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Chris Jericho.
Oh, that's a good shout right there.
Yes.
And then we all know Riho versus Emi Sakura is Kenny Omega's most anticipated match, which is kind of funny because he also has a match. He's not really anticipating that match. He's anticipating Riho and Emi.
He's like, John, I gotta talk to you. We may need to cut some minutes down so we can hit more Rio.
Right? Ooh, nice backstabber. But yeah, any other questions in the mailbag?
Well, what do you think of MLW so far?
The one match I did get to see, I think it was it Teddy Hart? Well, I don't know if he was in it, but it was the New Heart Foundation taking on Marco Stunt and two black guys. Was that Rich Swann?
One of them was Rich Swann.
Rich Swann, and who was the other guy?
The other one may have been Mac.
The Mac?
Yeah.
Or Mac?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was those three. And we got to see some of the craziest stuff with Marco. That was my first introduction to Marco Stunt. And I really liked that, but I just never kept going on with it because at the time I was still really busy. But this definitely is making me want to continue, keep on going and seeing more stuff. And I did get to see a little bit when we watched a little bit with that crazy backyard brawl kind of thing that happened with El Hijo de la Park and that other guy. I forgot.
And I also saw that that 6-man tag lucha match beforehand too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where it was always just like, let's lucha, just don't question it.
Right. Whereas like, wait, how the crud did they have? How did that get there?
And it's like, how are they breaking out these pile drivers? It's like, it's lucha.
But yeah, and then this pay-per-view, they're going all out for it, and it is great.
Yeah, I would go to argue that MLW doesn't get as much credit as it should.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, people talked about like, oh, ROH, and it's like it's gonna be rated so much with AEW. And I was like, I feel AEW rated MLW more than anything else.
Oh yeah.
And some of the other indie brands, like when it came to ROH, I don't even think SoCal was in ROH at the time. They were just kind of going through indie things. So they got like, they got the Elite that everyone knew was gonna leave. They got they got the Best Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that much more after that. So it's like AEW, I mean MLW really lost a lot of people. Some still there, like MJF, and still doing things. But it's like Marco Stunt. That was like the first time I saw him. What's some other guys?
Lucha Bros were the tag team champions.
Yeah, Lucha Bros. Long time there, MJF. That was one of his first big things he had to do. Even other guys that they lost elsewhere, like PCO, that he was really making a name for himself in MLW, along with other indie promotions. But like, this was the biggest one he was doing, and then he got to ROH, along with the Brody King.
Oh, that was so seamless.
Yeah. I mean, Austin Aries, he's kind of an asshole, but he does some seamless moves. transitions into his last chancery. But like another guy like and Brody King, who's the other person alongside Maudie and PCO, it was also did a lot of MLW before that, and it's like even Impact, like EC, who's now with Impact full time. He did MLW. I've seen him in there. I've seen him in other things, but like I said, MLW was one of the bigger breaks that something like he got on. Joey Ryan, he used to do stuff, and it's like there's so many people that was like I saw in MLW, then go to ROH or Impact or AEW, and even WWE. There's some people who are going to NXT. The Swerve.
Isaiah Scott?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going by in NXT now.
Yeah.
He used to be the champion, MLW champion.
Oh, wow.
He also used to do stuff. I don't know if he was in the first season. He was in Lucha Underground, but he was with a mask called Killshot.
Okay, I don't think I got to him.
Yeah, I don't think it was the first season, but it's like he did other things. But this was like a big thing for him. I feel, especially as him and not a character in a mask. And it's like I think they should give a lot of credit. Also, I would say, you remember that interview, like that little promo package from the Hot Foundation, Hot Dynasty earlier. In that picture, you saw the picture with like the flashback picture with the guy holding the baby.
Yes.
Did you know that Brian Pillman Jr. was the baby in that picture?
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty sure that's a picture of him being held by his father.
Aww.
And I just say it because it's like they look so much alike.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's gonna be like underappreciated how much they look alike. Because like anytime you see like wrestling family, that's like I look at Charlotte, I see Ric Flair, like a female Ric Flair. I look at Brian Pillman, I see Brian Pillman Jr. I see Brian Pillman. It's like that's kind of rare for like anyone else. It's like even down to his hair is the same. It's crazy how much he looks like his father.
Which Hart is Teddy Hart?
He was like a cousin.
Okay.
Like his father was like Bret and Owen's cousin.
Gotcha.
But he is also a friend of Natalia Neidhart. Because he has shown up on Total Divas. And it's like Teddy, friend of Natalia's.
Oh, that's messed up.
But like I do believe he's like a cousin of theirs.
Okay.
And
that's it. Brain buster. It's done. I lied.
They had the Kayfabe News article, and it's like announcer goes 1, 2, and it's over. No, wait, it's not. The saying of an announcer who never learns. Did you see that? Did you see that Simon Miller gave this last week of AEW all ups? I know he can be a very positive guy, but it's on the
I
up
thought
and
he
down.
gave 2 downs though.
That's not according with on their Twitter, because like the Twitter shown like the link for it. It said like 12 up, 0 downs for AEW. Unless you're thinking maybe he did like AEW and AEW Dog differently or something.
I thought I saw Dynamite where he gave two downs.
Could have been last week's.
Could have been.
Because it was this week's AEW gave all up 0 down. He also gave one for NXT a while back ago, an all up show. He's a positive guy, but not that positive about this SmackDown. I think it was like 3 ups. 3 ups, 12 down. And I was like, man, they fell off a cliff there. Anyways, any other questions before we have to jump into our AEW podcast?
I don't think so. I think 2 questions is good. So that was Shooting with the Smarky Family, episode 52. Next week it'll be a lot more coherent and not so rushed. Thank you guys so much for watching and being with us for this. It means a lot. Please comment down below like all of your thoughts on everything we talked about today. Then please give us all those sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
After you do that, please share this video and all of our videos to your friends.
And enemies.
And then hit that subscribe button so that way you are part of the Smarky family. Then go over and ring that notification bell because
you want to get notified for when we go live for our podcast shooting with the Smarky family. And when we go live for different pay-per-view events inside and outside WWE. Maybe even
like
having MLW coming forward for actual live events. And then when we just post any type of videos, news, information, polls,
exactly,
you can get notified and learn about it because YouTube won't tell you.
Yeah, and yeah, you definitely want to be notified in about the next 30 minutes because we are going to go live and react to Full Gear, the AEW show. Ooh, nice kick out there. But yeah, before we get distracted anymore, please go to Twitter and follow me at IsaJ_STP.
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA and tell you how it actually gets the victory there.
Hooray, Teddy!
He gets it with a Canadian Destroyer. That was literally like a Canadian Destroyer out of nowhere.
That was. I just see him do the full rotation. I'm like, holy stinking crud. That was out of nowhere.
There's only 2 times I've ever seen it out of nowhere. That one in a match between Matt Riddle and Mike Speedball Bailey. And it's like that one was also just like out of nowhere, wasn't seen it coming. Both some of the better ones I've seen. Anyways, yeah. So, like we were saying, tune in for that AEW reaction stream.
It's coming up really soon. We're just gonna go grab some drinks or whatnot, and then we'll be right back here. And until next time, it will be awesome.
Bye, everyone. Bye. They're so covered in glitter. This was like